Yo, get those pencils. Get those paints.
Collect anything that you might consider art supplies.
Because it's time for fart smack dump. Exactly.
Oh, I said it like that. Here we are.
Here we are. We're doing it. Another Thursday, another cash.
Soup's cash.
Soup's cash.
Oh. And more than that, it's the first of hopefully only a few wartime casual Thursdays.
Oh my god.
Yeesh.
I really fucking it's been a rough day.
I hate it here. Yeah, how you doing?
I'm okay. The GH is like, me too. It's been a rough day. Cuddles and eating and playing with mice. Really fucking awful. No, yeah, I don't know. It's confusing for me, as I'm sure a lot of people, because like my mom, was born in what is now the Ukraine, fairly certain.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to figure it out geographically because my mom was born in a labor camp, so I'm trying to figure out where exactly it was in at the time, I guess USSR at the time, if that's historically accurate. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's happy sad Thursday to you, Oblivion Spin.
Hey, Oblivion. I'm not running the stream tonight, so it's going to be a consistent long stream.
And we have cats this evening.
That's right.
But yeah, I don't know. So it's bizarre because if you were to ask my mom how she feels about it, she'd be like, I don't like. She has no connection to that place because she left it when she was like 2.5 months, and she's sort of like, the past is in the past. Let's not drudge it up. But like, I don't know. For me, it feels like, I don't know. It's just it's weird. I don't quite. I'm trying to wrap my head around and trying to process exactly how I feel about the whole thing, like my personal connection to it, other than just people are unnecessarily dying and this war should not be happening. But and they took Chernobyl today, which is just a weird thing to say.
I don't like that at all. Well, I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, I mean, just my big fear, is that now that they've taken Chernobyl, the things that they could possibly do to destabilize the region with it. Right. is frightening.
Yeah.
Because we're short-term investments versus the long-term nuclear future of whatever's hiding in that place.
Right.
We can only store it for so. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Anyway,
it's Beer Week in New York.
Yes. Tell us about Beer Week and how your week has been, Phil.
It's been very busy. New York is back in an alcoholic capacity. Usually I average about 40 stops on the truck in my region. I did 60 this week because everybody's like back up and running. Everybody wants beer.
60
but in addition,
a day?
60 stops. Oh, 60 stops. Oh, total. Okay. Total in the week. We're a niche company, so like 35 is what is expected. So like I doubled it this week because everybody wants to get in on the Beer Week. And we have a lot of exciting new breweries that are coming in. The Seed from Atlantic City, which who knew South Jersey could have anything nice, but here we are.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful husband and wife brewing company that specializes in like ales and saisons. Okay. Which is my alley, right up my alley there. And then we have the Human Robot out of Philadelphia, which is a lager brewery. Again, totally my wheelhouse. The older I get, the more I'm all about just nice, easy bubbles. I don't need any of that hop juice crap.
Yeah, same, 100%. Keep it simple.
Right. Yeah. And so I have an event on Friday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. And 2 on tomorrow. 2 tomorrow. Yes.
Jeez.
So,
where are they tomorrow?
That's for a tasting event, and then Friday I'm at Fool's Gold on the Lower East Side, and that's where we're doing the Seed and Human Robot.
Oh, nice.
But also Timber Ales is coming in. They're like kind of piggybacking off this whole thing, and so I'm gonna be there for that, and then I think at the end, or maybe towards the end of the Fool's Gold event, I have to go to DBA Bar to start an angle with the winner of that tournament. So for those of you that are lost, welcome. There's a sort of spring summer long tournament in New York called the King of New York at DBA on the Lower East Side, and it's a big bracket tournament of all the breweries, and so every time they have a tournament, it's a drinking contest. So you have to have the most beers from your company drank by 8 o'clock. So it's a sales competition, but it's also a drinking contest. It's more sales in the legalese sense. But I beat my team single cut. We beat Coney Island Brewing on Tuesday. I did a lot of social media for that and got a lot of good notice for my stupid promos about Coney Island. And then we won. And because I'm friends with all the people that are competing tomorrow, I'm going to show up at the end and Ric Flair it up at the end, just to stir the pot, just to stir the. As soon as like whoever the winner is, I'm gonna show up with sunglasses. So I'm gonna dress nice for tomorrow. I'm gonna dress real nice, and just be an obnoxious, because I plan on losing. We do not have the marketing budget to stay in this tournament. Like, we are a small local brewery in Astoria. We do not have the overhead to continually push our beers like this for the year. So we're going to lose gracefully to whoever shows up next. So,
Spectrum.
No.
I just lost you like in the last 5 seconds.
Okay, you'll all be sports entertained. The end. Mark, are you doing stuff for the Batman? Are you interviewing people for that?
I'm kind of disappointed. I was really hoping that we'd get it, but we didn't. So no, not for the Batman, unfortunately. We did. I did do some fun ones recently though. I did Rhys Darby and Taika Waititi last week.
Oh damn!
Which was like
that show looks fun.
It's so fun. It's like it doesn't pretend to be anything else but just fucking just silly parody. Like it's a work. It's basically it's The Office on a pirate ship, but it's The Office as if Taika Waititi and directed it as opposed to Greg Daniels executive producing it. It's so fucking weird and silly, but so joyous, and it's awesome. It's just great. It's just good. It's just good fun. Who else? Oh, next month. I don't know if I talked about this yet on the show. Human Resources, which is the Big Mouth spinoff, is coming next month. That's really fun. As well. It's not as good as Big Mouth as you'd expect from a spinoff, but it's all the wacky, it's all the fucking just craziness from Big Mouth. In a slightly different show. But yeah,
that's cool.
No Batman though. I'm really pissed about it. Does it come out this week?
Next week.
Speaking of beer week, wanna do the 3-minute?
Yeah, let's get in there.
Let's get fucking in there. All right. You wanna? I'll put it in, but you wanna announce it?
Yeah. So for your week, or for any time you're involved in the beer industry, you're kind of saddled with a lot of beers you'd never ever want to drink, but you got to sell them anyway, and you got to drink them sometimes just to make a nice placating gesture to buy the beer. So. Draw a beer that you'd never drink. You got 3 minutes. Let's get cash. Oh, let me finish. Let me fix this. A beer you wouldn't want to drink.
Okay. Awesome. What was the most recent beer that you wish you hadn't drank?
Oh boy. I mean, I feel like I'd be outing the people.
Fair enough.
No, that's fine.
How about a safe one that you wouldn't be outing?
Okay. Threes.
Threes?
Because Threes, I had a Threes earlier last week.
What is
and
that?
And then Threes Brewing, they're from New York.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't bad because Threes is okay. But then last Thursday, the CEO came out saying that vaccine mandates were comparative to apartheid and the Holocaust. So
okay,
Threes Brewing can go fuck itself. I didn't know. Like, no one. The thing is, like, everyone loves Threes because they have a good social following. But the CEO has been known in many circles to be a crackpot jerk off for a long time. So it puts people in a sad, difficult position of getting rid of this beer and what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
It sucks. It sucks that your CEO sucks.
That fucking sucks.
And then they released a statement saying they don't stand with the CEO, and then the CEO released a statement saying the people that disagree with me are disloyal to Threes. So he doubled down. He doubled down on his shitty rhetoric. And it's giving me life because actually got so many this week haven't been like sport. So it's gonna get me paid at the end of this first quarter. Thanks, Threes.
Thanks, Threes. What are you drinking right now? What's in your glass?
I'm drinking Lawson Sip of Sunshine. It's like the only IPA that I drink every once in a while. Schwarzenberg's Casual Thursday. Yay!
So I got to do Schwartz and Merck's podcast 2 days ago.
Don't spoil it because I'm actually listening. I started with Brundlefly.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I haven't. My headphones crapped out halfway through, which was very infuriating.
Well, it's So you don't want me to tell you what I chose or anything about it?
I don't want to know anything about it, but
okay.
I want to know who you're fighting, obviously. But I don't know. I don't know if you win or lose.
Oh, great. Good because that's the most fun. Well, that's a really fun part. The whole thing is fun, but like, it's we battle the Predator.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the original 1987 Predator.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was awesome. It was great. For all of you folks in the chat, if you are not familiar with KC and with Schwartz and Merck's and Bad Examples podcast, it is Die Monster Die, and you can find it on Spotify or anywhere you find your podcasts. But it is it's great. Oh, and time has been up for like 30 seconds.
Hey! Oh, I would love to be on.
Art supplies down.
I would love to fight a fictional creature. If I did have to fight a fictional creature, I don't know which one I would want to go with. But there's a few. I mean, there's some that I'm actually like emotionally connected to, much like King Kong, but like 1933 King Kong. I'm not talking about Peter Jackson King Kong. Like I wouldn't win that. Big boy.
No, yeah, and that's what we kind of an issue that kind of ran into where it's like you've been listening, so it's like the way they explained it to me afterwards, they were or like right before we were about to like really dive in was like every monster that they had encountered up until ours was like a like human person thrown into an unusual circumstance. Like The Fly, prime example. But like Predator was the first one where it was like, oh, like this is a like alien killing machine.
Yeah.
So like, where like three normal people, like it's like in Predator, for example, in the movie, it's like the best of the best, like Black Ops, like like Green Berets.
Yeah. Naturally, yeah. That's
hunted
and murdered
with ease.
Yeah,
by the Predator.
Yep.
And we're just playing as like it's us. It's us as Dungeons and Dragons characters. So it's like, how the fuck are we gonna best this alien killing machine? But
so wait, there's one thing I'm a little confused about with all this is, so are your stats human stats, like just you as a person walking around the world today?
Yes.
Or are you allowed to pick a class, or do you get a superpower or anything?
So
like
I picked a class. Okay. I don't know. All right. What I was tasked to do was to create a character using like a D&D character creator website. But what I was told to do is just be as honest as possible about like my own abilities and my own like limitations. So it's like it is you in D&D form, and then Chris and Casey like build a campaign around it. It was fun as fun.
Cool.
And it was my first time doing or participating in a D&D campaign.
That's really cool. Right,
it was awesome.
I miss my D&D campaign. I was drunk and to someone about D&D, like you do, and I mentioned some immoral things that my team had done, and I felt judged. Like, I felt personally judged, because there's such a thing in D&D, Mark, called murder hobos. And that's when people who don't actually want to play the game or like learn or live in the world, where they just go around and pick fights and kill people.
Yeah, it's like GTA Vice City.
Right, yeah. Right. There's people like Nick Carrillo can be a murder hobo. Big surprise. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'll tell him. I accused him of that. So we're in the party together, and he. So. Long story short, we got put in jail. In order for us to get our money back, we had to become pirates. To become pirates, we had to rob a ship full of money that we later discovered was for orphans of war. A war that we accidentally caused because we unleashed a mind flayer.
As you do.
I was the captain of the ship at the time. I was the captain. So it was my call to rob from these orphans. But I used that money to save the world. We used that money to save the world. Does the end justify the means? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I felt judged because the person obviously thought it was rude.
It was unethical?
Yeah, it probably was.
I don't know. It's a tough call. I haven't played enough to really be able to make an opinion on it. But I am going... You know Scott Johnson?
Yes.
Yes, of course. I'm going to his bachelor party in April, and it's just a weekend of it's like a full weekend D&D campaign. So I'm pretty thrilled about it. Here is the first arts mission from Oblivion Spin. It's a blank piece of paper. It's not. It's this. And this is the caption. I hate beer. I've tried so many of that don't taste like beer. They all taste like beer. I'm also trying to stop doing things just because I feel bad. So, obligation beer? Get out of here.
Oh, obligation beers. Oh, I know this one. Oh, it hurts. I know the obligation beer.
Yeah.
As somebody who has to show up at events that aren't necessarily even mine, I'm aware. And like I'm good at sales. I'm good at talking to people. I don't have an expertise or deep knowledge base about beer. A lot of people do. A lot of my coworkers do. And I'm just kind of holding the bag half the time. But I know an obligation beer when I see it. And this feels like it's got the brown bottle. It's got a fancy basic text. This beer makes me feel like I should have gone home hours ago. Yeah. Good stuff.
This is very accurate. That's what we're saying. Oh man, the obligation beer. I've had so many of them, and I've never thought about it in that way, as it's like a thing. It's a thing, and it's the worst.
It is. When like you're having the beer and then you realize it's a Coors Light. You know, it's just a thing you could have anywhere, but you're paying $6 for it. Mm-hmm. Because you're there. Mm-hmm. Ugh. Like I would love less of that in my life.
Oblivion's been like, it's a thing.
Yeah, it is, dude. Oblivion spit, absolutely.
Yeah.
You've touched on a nerve,
Big time.
um,
Yeah, I used to drink a lot more beer until I became too old for my body to process it.
Same. I'm trying to taper it off now, but my job keeps putting me in situations that.
As it would. I understand. Especially for beer week. Kidding me?
Yeah.
But
I'm
like,
excited about this.
there are some
Yeah.
beers that I really love to savor. Like Christmas ale, like Great Lakes Christmas ale, or like 21st Amendment watermelon, Hell or High watermelon, or just like Flat Tire I really enjoy.
Oh, flat tire. Yeah. Flat tire is a nice basic brown ale, and
Exactly.
that's my jam nowadays.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting away from IPAs just as a matter of taste, but I'm really into English milds, which the Seed sells.
Oh.
Like it's just a 4.3% dark beer. That's it. It's very it's what old men drink at bars in England. That's
yeah. Yeah.
that's it. Like
love that shit.
yeah, like the Seed, they do saisons, which are that's an ale that's brewed fresh, but then they toss in aged, like an ale that was brewed like the day before or like a week before, so it creates a fermentation that adds a to it.
Yeah. Those are too much for me. Those are a lot for me.
I can deal with those. I kind of like the funk. Did I just freeze up?
For a second, but you're back.
Okay. But I also like smoked lagers.
I like when beer guys start talking about beer things.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Especially when her art is on.
Oh God, here it is. Fire ants. Oh God, yeah. There's so much detail in it.
Here's the caption. New to a fridge near you. Fire ants on a log for when you want that day-old flavor and a little extra protein.
Oh
And cinnamon.
God. This is an obligation beer too. This is like so many times I've had to I've sold like a holiday Christmas ale of some sort, and then it's still on like their draft lines in March.
Oh yeah,
I gotta drink it, and it's like, but I'll have that line clear as long as I can just finish the fucking thing.
Oh jeez.
Oh God, I love this. The ants crawling up and around it. It is a beer I would never drink.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is great, and the cinnamon stick, great detail.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, great stuff, Art Girl. Or Savvy Sinister,
Cinnamon stick. I hate the fact that one of my favorite beers is has some strong hints of cinnamon.
That's great. Christmas ales are nice.
I love Christmas.
It's just when they try. It's when they try to candyize it.
Right.
When it becomes like a candy beer, it's
too much. It's why
too much.
It's why the Great Lakes Christmas Ale is the definitive Christmas ale as far as I'm concerned.
I will give that a shot next year.
It's incredible. They don't carry it in New York, or they historically don't, but in Jersey it's now all over the place. So it's easy to find in Jersey. Hoboken's got shit tons of it come November. I also have I think I still have a 6-pack that I stashed away. Anyway, beer guys, talking about beer things. Okay. How about the 15-minute challenge? Let's get into it. Say it again?
We only had these two here?
Only had those two. Yep.
That's okay.
Yeah,
3 minutes.
If any more come in, I'll put them up, and I don't think we're getting any more of those.
I'm gonna share these on my my job group chat.
Oh hell yeah!
I'll let you guys know what happens.
Yeah. Next up is you have 15 minutes to create the most evil person you can think of as the most cuddly thing you can think of. that is. God damn it! Move. There he is. The most come on. How can I get it? Okay. Most evil person you could think of as the most cuddly thing you can think of. And you have 15 minutes. Go. I need to grab my dinner.
Get it.
Give me a second.
Yeah, get it. Oh boy. Well, folks, now that he's gone, we're gonna go on a. So he'll tell you. Next week we're gonna take a brief hiatus just for the week. We've all been a little burnt out. He's going on his honeymoon at long last, and I have beer week events literally on the days that we stream. And I know Slaney's doing a sketch show that will require her to tune in literally at 10 o'clock and 8 o'clock respectively. So we're gonna just take a brief bit of time for next week, and then we're gonna come back and be right into it. Jump right into the game again. When he comes back, we'll talk about the actual numbers of we did for the charity event. I think it was wonderful. So Mark, how much did our wonderful? Oh, so Mark, how much money did our enroll?
Oh yes. So our fundraiser. That's what you're asking, right? You spectrumed out for a second. We raised. So our fundraiser officially. Oh, you're talking about the week-long hiatus? Yeah. Oblivion Spin. A week isn't a hiatus. That's just a break. You almost gave us a heart attack. Thanks, Oblivion.
Oh, no, it's just weeks. Sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't dream of doing this, not doing this for more than 2 weeks or more than a week, but we just kind of, like, the schedules kind of didn't sync up. Like, we didn't have a guest for this week, and we were kind of scrambling. Yeah. And it just made sense. Just take a pause.
Yeah. And like, I'm out of town all week next week, going on my honeymoon. Finally, after 5.5 years. It was just crazy week. So yeah, we're taking a break. We're taking a week break.
Did someone just scream? Is Allie okay?
Allie, okay? What just happened?
Oh, Schwartz sent us beer.
What? Oh, sorry.
Doesn't it? Life is nice. Doesn't it bring someone to mind? Doesn't it bring maybe 1 or 2 people? Perhaps 3?
Perhaps.
Boy.
She's fine, by the way. She just sprayed herself with lemon juice.
Gotcha.
So
Schwartz and Merck sent a beer to us.
Got it. I'll put it up in a
Cool.
second. Awesome. But for the fundraiser, we hold on. When is the improv show? I thought I read this. Oh, there we go. We raised $1,074.80.
Wowie.
Yeah.
Wowie kazowie. Every time I hear it.
Right? Life is nice. Goddamn lemon juice. We donated half of that to PBS and half of that to Movement for Black Lives. So thank you, all of you in this chat who participated. Felt really good to be able to donate over $1,000 to those charities.
Yeah, that was really cool. I was really, really glad we were able to do something in this world.
Right.
We couldn't have done it without you all.
That is accurate.
Thank you.
All right. Fart. It's an IPA.
Oh boy. Is it an IPA? Yes, it is. Oh God. Yeah, this is the thing about IPAs. They often use green. I guess because the color of hops.
Oh yeah.
Because hops are green.
I always wondered that. Yeah.
There's literally a beer called the Brown Note, which is just a guy with stained underwear on the cover. And it's horrible. I mean, I'm sure it's good, but I'll never drink it because the can makes me queasy. This is great. I feel like this is absolutely something a brewery would make.
Totally.
And unironically, or ironically, either way, it's going in there.
And how could this not be the official sponsored beer of Fart Smackdown?
Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay, guys. I'm on the phone with Spectrum.
Oh, shit.
So, okay, I figured it out. Actually, I didn't figure anything out. They have no answer for me. They're going to send a tech over at some point. Yeah. Not tonight. They're going to send a tech over possibly next week.
How did you manage to have that conversation with them while we were streaming? I'm so impressed.
I'm an excellent distracted driver and multitasker. So I was having a really nice chat with, what's their name? Corey from, I tried to be nice this time because Lissa was like, you really got to stop accidentally getting our bill raised with your attitude.
Wait, your attitude is what raises your bill?
No, I just assume that they're always trying to charge us more for something stupid anyway. I just imagine that they can, and I imagine that my attitude is what could cause that feasibly. I'm passionate about difficult things, which is why I did delete the post, an Art Smackdown post deriding Spectrum.
Oh, you did?
I did, yes. Laney was like, "Come on, Phil. don't bully Spectrum on the Art Smackdown channel." You're right. You're absolutely right. So keep that to myself.
And Slaney is off doing make-em-ups.
Yes, at Young Ethel's Bar in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
We help more if okay. Oblivion Spin is correct. I worked at a call center for a while, and yeah, we help more if you aren't horrible. Granted, I worked in a horse gambling. I didn't read the end of it. Worked in a horse gambling call center where I was allowed to swear at customers and hang up on people if they sucked.
That's amazing.
I want that job.
Me too. Or at least I want to write like a workplace comedy that takes place in that office.
Yeah. Oh boy, that sounds fun. Also, that sounds quite like the most likely where guns would be.
Mm-hmm.
Like horse gambling, somebody's showing up to the track with a gun in their pocket, or in the back of their pants, behind their plaid blazer. Because I just imagine horse gamblers all kind of look like the dudes from that one show where they had to cancel it because too many horses died. Oh God, Kentucky Oaks.
Whoa.
With no training.
No, you don't want my job.
Yeah, I don't want that job. Maybe not.
All right, fair enough. That sounds
fair
awful.
enough.
Oh man.
I mean, like I was years ago. I called the guy a cocksucker, and then he wanted to work with me.
Wait,
get my car released.
You spectrumed out a little bit. Say it again.
So my car was towed in a parking lot that was mislabeled, and the guy on the phone was just like being a fucking rude asshole. So I was like, "Hey, cocksucker!" really loud at him, and I set the tone, and then he was able to work with me. I feel like I earned his respect by calling him a cocksucker.
Wow, ballsy.
New York, though, it wouldn't happen in California.
Oh no. What do you think would have happened if you were in California and you made the same move?
Hold on one second. There's actually a very long text I have to read. So this is where my foundations are breaking real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I have an appointment scheduled for 2 to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Someone 18 years or older must be present for the duration of the operation. I'm that.
Mm-hmm.
Pets must be secured to ensure the safety of the technician. I don't have pets. I will receive a confirmation call prior. Are there any other concerns we could address together in this chat? No. This ought to
do it.
Do it. Thank you so much, Corey. Okay, cool.
Now, I forget. Are you a Game of Thrones person?
I was.
Okay. So, I've been having this debate with myself mainly, but I'm interested to see where you fall on it. Who would you say is more inherently evil?
Okay.
Tywin Lannister or Logan Roy on Succession?
Uh, I'd say Tywin. I think Logan Roy is just like we never got to see Tywin at Logan Roy's position.
Like,
You know, because
got it.
before Tywin went out, I mean, he assumed he was the power behind the throne or the power of the throne because he had it all sort of.
I mean, he was the puppet master at that point.
Like we never got to see him falter like we see Logan kind of fight with, and I think that emboldens him to act the way he does. Also, his awful fucking children do that too.
Well, that's also true. But yeah, chat if you want to chime in.
Yeah,
as well.
go ahead. I love Game of Thrones, and honestly, I think my last favorite season finale was Tywin's last episode. I just really love Charles Dance.
He's so good.
He was outstanding in that show, and I can't wait to see Cyrano because Pete Dinklage, what a guy.
Here's another. Oh, Cyrano's great.
You did? You saw it?
Yeah, I interviewed them as well.
That's so cool.
Cyrano's it's gorgeous. It's like it's by no means a perfect movie. Like there are flaws in it, but there's something about it. I don't know if it's the music or if it's just like the heart of it, but I don't know. It has really stuck with me more than like most movies I've seen this year in a weird way. But
not in a weird way. Everything sticks for a reason. You know.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Last Duel?
I have not.
I haven't either. I kind of want to, because I keep seeing people being like, "This was legitimately a great movie. People savaged it for no reason," and that intrigues me more than seeing a movie that's hyped. You know, like when a movie is unfairly maligned, or at least according to folks whose opinions I trust.
You spectrumed out.
Fuck. How about now?
You're back. You're saying that you've talked to people?
Oh, I've talked to people. Yeah, we all do. About a bit like some people say The Last Duel is really cool. I want to see it. I'll check it out. I want to check that out in Nightmare Alley and perhaps other stuff.
I really want to see. Have you seen Power of the Dog?
Not yet.
A buddy of mine today was telling me that West Side Story is like just a masterful piece of cinema. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it,
but I had no urge to until my buddy told me that it's like an incredible piece of movie.
Piece of movie.
Piece of movie.
We got a minute, right? Minute left.
Minute 20.
Minute 20. Okay. Yeah, I want to see it. I feel like my generation ruined me on Spielberg, or at least my generation of internet, because I became aware of film criticism on the internet when I was like 12, and that kind of opened me up to like, one, you learn about a lot of independent filmmakers and a lot of shit like that, but then on the other side of it, you're really close to that shitty film Twitter attitude that kind of began in earnest in like the 90s, of just like shitting on anything mainstream.
Right.
And I think that definitely colored or painted my view of modern Spielberg.
Yeah.
Definitely. Although to be fair, like I was with him at Minority Report. I loved Minority Report. Like that one was pretty fucking cool.
I forgot that he directed that.
Early aughts Spielberg was just like doing anything. It was crazy. He was making Big moves.
10 seconds. I saw a post today. So, the same buddy who I was talking to Spielberg about, Art Supplies Down. He is in film school at NYU, and he was taking he took Spike Lee's film class last year, or like last semester, and every semester he brings like a friend of his who is a director to come in and talk about like a movie that they have out. So last semester when he was in class, it was the director of King Richard.
Oh.
And then I saw today on Spike Lee's Instagram that today his guest was Spielberg.
Oh, cool.
So my friend was pissed because he was like, because like Spielberg's like his favorite director, so he's like he missed out on being able to meet his favorite director in a film class by like a semester, which is, I'm sure, very frustrating.
Yeah, that would be. You know, he directed the first episode of Columbo.
What? Really?
Oh yeah. So when they were producing the first show, it was they wanted to go with, they wanted something a little different, and I think it was like Peter Falk was behind it because he was really excited by this like young guy, because Spielberg was a director of like Night Gallery and a bunch of other TV shows for NBC at the time, and everybody wanted him to do more, but I think he just he blew up. But when Peter Falk was directing his first and only episode of Columbo at the end of the first season, he would just randomly call up this kid and ask him about how to stage shots and stuff. He would just call up Steven Spielberg when he was just like, this little studio director kid. And it actually, Peter Falk's episode of Columbo is pretty damn good.
That's
anyway.
That's wild. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I was so there's a video that I'm putting out tomorrow for Mashable for Cyrano, so it's, I don't mind telling you guys about this part of the interview, but like, so I interviewed Joe Wright,
cool,
director who also directed Pride and Prejudice from the mid '90s Pride and Prejudice and Atonement, or was it early aughts? Anyway,
yes.
I mean, it might have been mid aughts actually. Anyway, he's like and he directed the Darkest Hour. Like he's no slouch. And the story of Cyrano, Cyrano, it's a lot of it has to do with like imposter syndrome, like not want to put yourself out there because you feel like you're going to be found out as a fraud or as not being worthy or whatever. So I asked him about it, and he told me the story about how, because like, it's you. I don't know about you guys, but I always assume that people at that level just know what they're good at and know that they're awesome and like are just sort of like that. Like imposter syndrome does not exist in that dojo. But he was like, I still expect while I'm on set for any movie that someone's going to come tap me on the shoulder and be like, oh, we realize that you're not a good director. So if you wouldn't mind, we're replacing you with someone else. But he was saying that like he was having like a crisis of faith at some point, and then he called Alfonso Cuarón, and was like, hey, I feel like I'm an imposter. I feel like they're gonna and Alfonso Cuarón was like, I have the same thing. I have the same fear anytime I walk onto set. So it was just this like wild story of like these huge directors also like basically Joe Wright was like, it never leaves you. Like it's always a part of you. So you just gotta work through it and not believe that because you feel that way that other people are going to. He said that Alfonso Cuarón said that the only director he knows that does not have imposter syndrome is Inarritu. Which is just a funny thing. A funny thing to think about.
Yeah, I feel like that's just... If you consider like the lifespan of a director's career, they work so little versus other... Like if you were to clock their hours...
Right.
Versus like somebody that bags groceries, or versus a barista, or versus somebody that works at a store, or somebody, whatever. They work part-time their whole lives. So of course, eventually, after that first movie, after you've lived with it for a year, you take a break, you go to the next one, and that muscle's atrophied. Unless you're Steven Spielberg and you're double-fisted films all through the aughts.
Right.
In which case, you've earned it because you're Spielberg.
Yeah, that's fair. So this is from Art Girl. No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's Oblivion Spin. Sorry. I misread. Oblivion Spin. Okay, I feel terrible, but the first, quote, evil person I thought of was this old lady at work who is just a lot. Okay, let's explain it this way. A couple people were talking the day before Christmas, and one, a Chinese woman, wished the group a Happy New Year. They corrected her. They corrected her. It was Christmas. She said, "Jesus Christ!" And this old lady I drew here explained, unironically and yelling, that yes, it's Jesus Christ's birthday. So she isn't evil. But if I woke up to this looming at the end of my bed... So there it is.
Yeah, I would never want to be around that.
She seems like the cuddliest worst.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you give her a little bit of maybe too much credit by making her actually cuddly. But I mean, the hands are a good tell.
Oh yeah.
Like where they fiddle with each other.
Yeah, like constantly fidgeting and like tight. Yeah. Yeah, and again, like I loved like that, like the purple hair is like the only thing that like is purple.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger. Sounds like the life of the party.
Yeah.
She'd ruin a Led Zeppelin reunion concert.
Oh yeah. She'd probably ruin anything. I hate when people take things literally. She seems like she would. Like you were to tell her a joke and then she would tell you like the truth of the joke.
Like lacking any sense of humor or nuance.
Yeah.
Oh, she's the worst.
Gosh.
But I'd still cuddle it though. Look at that. I don't know. Definitely. I think her whole family comes to my pharmacy. Schwartz and Merck.
Yeah, that's awesome. She sucks.
She fucking sucks. All right, this is from... All right, come on. Come on, computes. As long as that Teddy doesn't have a voice box. All right, so this is from Schwartz and Merck. All right. Teddy. That's like Teddy Ruxpin. The most evil person I can think of would likely be played by Michael Ironside in a movie in the 80s. So since I'm going with that theme, Teddy Ruxpin is the cuddliest thing I can think of. That this picture is giving me ginger dead ginger dead man vibes.
The fact that you shaved Teddy Ruxpin's head, but you actually got the perfect diameter of Michael Ironside's bald head. That's magic.
I think I need to give people a Michael Ironside reference.
Yeah, I think we need to show a picture of Michael Ironside of some sort. But that's like, just so you know, this looks...
God, he is. And I'm making sure to find him with said facial hair.
Yeah. Like modern Michael Ironside. He always has that gray goat.
He is. I mean, he is legitimately like just the worst.
He like talks like this. He had a great interview at the Nerdist many years ago.
Really?
Yeah, because there was a moment when Chris Hardwick was doing really cool interviews.
That's right.
Right before all that shit came crashing down. But his Michael Ironside was like, it was like an hour and a half conversation with just this guy who he has his voice. You can't not talk the way he talks, but he's just seemed like such a gentle, kind soul. So that's always the case with these character actors. Whenever they play bad guys, they like make a life out of it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, do you have any? Without looking it up, do you have any idea how many acting credits he has on IMDb?
I'm gonna say 250.
Wow, very close. 276.
Oh damn! I didn't go over. So if this were the Price is Right.
But just list off a few of his credits. He did an episode of the A-Team, Hill Street Blues. Nice. Let's get into a little bit more of the like higher profile stuff. Top Gun. He was Jester in Top Gun.
That's right.
He was in Watchers. He was in Total Recall. Classic. Scanners.
With the head explode gif.
You guys ever see Scanners? That's the second Winchell reference I made tonight. Free Willy. Let's get into it. There's Major Pain.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to go through. Go ahead.
I imagine he's on a bunch of Star Treks, right? Like one or two.
Oh, I guaranteed. I haven't seen it on here, but like I have to assume he's got to be on there.
Yeah, I believe it.
Walker, Texas Ranger. He had a nice little arc. Outer Limits, dude. This dude works.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's there we go. Hold on. Oh yeah, Schwarzenberg also said 251.
Nice.
Oh, I missed the timing of that, so I'm sure the timing of it was much funnier. Okay, so that's that one. Also, nice Teddy Ruxpin, by the way.
Yeah, you got the Teddy going.
Nailed it. All right, next one is from. Step over the weekend. Oh shit. All right. I don't know how many people I consider evil. Okay, Art Girl coming up. There we go. Bing.
All right. I don't see it yet because I'm on a significant delay.
Oh.
Chat, sadly.
Here, well, it's not totally up yet. Anyway, there we go.
Cool.
Okay, so this is. I don't know many people I consider evil, but anyone that harasses bus drivers and other people on the bus are pretty evil. This guy's probably throwing a fit because his mask needs to go over his nose, but at least he's in a cat suit. Yeah, there's the amount of like under mouth like chin maskers that I see out there is so infuriating.
That's one of my favorite Sonny jokes in the most recent season is when Frank goes into his favorite sex shop and the guy's like, "Hey, you gotta have your mask on," and then he realizes it cuts back to Frank and he's got it under his chin, and he's like, "I do, it's under my chin." And then it cuts back to the guy, and you notice he has the mask under his chin. And like, oh yeah, okay, cool. And then there's another shot of other dudes walking in with the mask under their chin. And it's brilliant because we all know him. We've seen him.
Yeah.
And the fact that this guy wears a cat mask and is having a tantrum is even better. Or a cat suit. Because honestly, if you're gonna have a tantrum, you should dress up for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love the leg. I love like the limb movement.
Yeah, this is a picture I can hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I can smell it too, but mostly hear.
And that face is so aggressive. What's coming? Is some kind of his nose?
Is it? I'm probably like snot.
Oh yeah,
he's not protecting.
That looks like snot. Wow, that's snot the way you wear your mask.
Oh, what is in their right hand?
Is that a ticket?
Is that like
a bus ticket?
It's a ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. Like at first I was like, oh, is this like the like where the Wild Things are kid, growing up?
Oh,
going on a fucking tangent?
You know he fucking would be. I'm not getting the vaccine. I'm gonna play with my animals in my bedroom. Quarantine is good for me. Privileged piece of shit. Anyway, yeah, good
stuff. Guys, these are all adorable and angering.
Yeah, that guy especially is quite angering. Like, I feel bad for the woman who has no sense of humor because she's probably been through stuff which prevents her from understanding humor.
Yeah.
You know? And Michael Ironside, I'm always happy to see him.
I was good to see an Ironside.
Yeah. Oh, the old Ironside. But this guy, I see him every day. There's always one or two on the subway car, or at least 5 nowadays. Like, people are getting real cash with their masks. Soup's cash,
and not in the Thursday kind of cash, like the bad cash.
No, badcash.com.
.org. Well, let's see if this one perks everyone up. Draw or create. You don't have to draw. Whatever medium you desire. A moment when you stood in your power. Whatever that means to you. A moment when you stood in your power. And go. You'll have 30 minutes. At 15, we will give you a compromise. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Compromise, Joe. You're all welcome for that. That's exactly that's the kind of comedy you come to Casual Thursday for.
When did you stand in your power last, Mark?
You know what? Yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, it was. So I've got two. The reason why these two instances come to mind because I talked about them both in therapy yesterday, so that they're fresh of mind. One was yesterday morning. I'm working on this project with some friends of mine. They are in the second round of auditions for a big TV show, and I helped them make a video. Ooh. And I was helping them make a video, and there was I made it with them and finished it, and they paid me, and we were all super happy. And then one of the producers of the show sent back notes, like after we had decided that we were done with it, and like I was it was a crazy week this week, so I was more frustrated the fact that like I just like don't have enough time to be able to like work on it in the way that I would like to. But I was like, I had to be very clear with two of them are very good friends of mine. One of them is very good friends with the other two, but I'm less friends with him. And he's kind of like the stronger personality and sort of more in charge of this project. So I knew him less well, and I have less of a relationship with him. And I made it very clear the night that they had told me that we needed to finish this video that like what I needed from them in order to be able to turn it around in the amount of time that they were requesting.
Nice.
And I was like, I gave very, very clear boundaries, and I didn't apologize for it, which is something that I have historically done too much, like to a flaw. And I was just very clear. I set my boundaries, but I was also very like I tried to be very like clear that I do want to make this work. This is just how I need to be able to do it in order to be able to like not lose footing on other projects that I was working on. And I sent it. I put a lot of thought into my response. I sent it, and I didn't get any response. And then I checked in on the next morning when I was supposed to receive assets from them, and I didn't. And they were like, I think I was like, oh yeah, I'll have it to you in a few hours, which like totally like blew my entire timeline to shit. So not only did I not hear from him, but also he like disregarded my entire message. So I was like, and like I also like I was like I know that he is well intentioned. It's just he's also in another country, so there's a time difference. Like I was like I knew it wasn't malicious, but it still felt disrespectful. So right, so I sent him a message separately and was just like, and like firmly but like respectfully let him know that he fucked up, and that like in order for us to like, and that it negatively affected our timeline and my ability to be able to do it. But like it was all things that like I may have done in the past, but I would have done it super apologetically, and I would have like not stood in my power, and I would have like completely like given up all sense of like status or power or like just like level footing in order to make sure that he still liked me, which would have completely derailed any sense of my being able to like hold on to like my life outside of that project. Does that make sense?
I hear that. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Everything you're saying is like shit that I'm learning about, like boundaries, like that word, super new, super fresh. God.
Yeah.
I'm doing that this weekend because Beer Week kickoff is Saturday, and I've given so many Saturdays, to my job since the new year, and also like before that. So this is me being like, hard no. You got me Friday, you got me Sunday. I don't need to be anywhere Saturday. So
nice.
And yeah, like it's huge nowadays because I think we realized, well, I don't know. I think boundaries are becoming a popular thing for people that say sorry too much, because I think once the became quite that all of it was like kind of imaginary. Like all of the things that we were kind of forced to do, we've never really had to do it. And you've taken time to be with yourself a little bit. I feel like you've probably worked throughout the entire thing, right? Or
pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there was no separation between like I was at Mashable before, and then we transitioned to working from home, and it's just been that way ever since. And I don't stop working anyway.
Yeah. I just like, it's been super important for me to set boundaries with people.
Yeah.
Because I realize how little energy I actually have for this stuff, but how much I give it myself is, my discretion at this point.
That's a big thing for me. I'm sensing it's a big thing for you. The sense of like prioritizing your own stuff.
Yeah.
Over other people's, or at least like giving it the same amount of priority. For me, that's very difficult. For me, I always put other people's stuff in front of my own.
Yeah, for me too. I used to be just excited to be doing stuff.
Yeah,
because I was not very popular as a child. So
yeah, same.
when like I was deep in doing shows at all the theaters and stuff, I did prioritize other people's projects over my own stuff. Often, kind of just so I could fill my dance card, so to speak, because I felt like if I didn't, I had no sense of worth. But eventually,
same.
Yeah, I think like spending time with yourself, or at least seeing when things don't work out, and realizing that it's because you didn't devote the time you needed. But this guy's, you really found a great wig for this show that you were in for 5 minutes, but your actual project is suffering. So. Yeah, it's realizing that over and over, and I think being alone helped me discover that, or the importance of it.
100%.
Too. Yeah.
And Oblivion Spin, me 3. Cheers to self-improvement and boundaries. Absolutely. Yeah. It's Yeah, I don't know. It's strange how at 38, like I'm just starting to like
Same.
understand how to fucking do that shit.
I'm 38 too, and I'm finally being like,
Yeah,
that's enough, because, this job is helping me because this job makes me, well, for one, it's the most non-toxic job I've had in the beer industry. Like people can be a little dickish about their specialty stuff, but who cares? Honestly, it's like the fact that there's no executive dysfunction surrounding getting the beer to the person, and then it's more where I give my time, has been very illuminating.
Mm.
Because I have to, like, I can devote the energy to do the thing without being distracted by some random call at 12 p.m. once I've got my day sorted, asking if I could sell a bunch of carrot flavored ales at no discount. So, and suddenly that becomes a week long project. But like now, and even then, like, my boss is very respectful of where I have to be or what I have to do. And so, we kind of, it just works out. It works out, and it's a good place to train your boundaries.
Yeah,
this job. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I will be right back. I have to pee, but
yeah,
continue. It's tell a story.
Tell a story. I don't know. There's another story where I was doing an interview, and it was with a comedian I very much respect. He's done a lot of stuff. Yeah, push your own boundaries. Thanks, Schwartzmark. Yeah, there was a comedian that I was interviewing. It was for a show, and it was three of the actors. One is is that comedian I was telling you about, and the other one of the other two is someone I went to college with, who I've always thought was incredibly talented. But hey, were you hearing that, Phil?
I only just heard you thought were incredibly talented in college. But...
Oh no, yeah, no. Well, go pee. Did you pee already?
I just did.
Oh, you did. You're so fast. Either that, or I tell long stories. Probably the.
No, my bathroom is beyond this wall. I just had it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was telling the second story that there was a show that I was doing an interview for, and one of the actors in it is like a really well-known comedian who's had like a lot of success, who I like a lot, and I've interviewed like a few times now at this point, and like we have a rapport. But he was also with another person who I went to college with, and we were in theater school together at the same time, and that like a few months ago I would have been like really nervous to talk to them because there's a bit of like I don't know. When you go to college with someone and they blow up and you don't, and it's sort of there's a lot of complicated emotions around that.
Of course. I know that.
And also like the added like sort of like generalized anxiety of my brain that goes, oh, when you see her, she's probably going to either like pretend that she doesn't know you or like, bring something up that was like awful, like all of the sort of like negative things that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
So like, but the weird thing is that none of that was occurring. That like I like set myself straight, like knew my worth, came into the interview, and like we all had a great time. Like we were all like all of us were doing bits together, and like it was just like this like very like, yeah, like I like knew my worth and my value and my confidence, and that was really cool. It was a good time. Phil, you were frozen in like the sweetest there, yeah, it was that face.
And it, yeah, nice.
Awesome.
Well, that's good.
It was very supportive.
Good. Well, that's awesome. Like, you do awesome stuff, and you produce stuff. You're a producer and a writer and stuff, and a performer. We've done shows for a decade,
Yeah.
And you have, from where we started, from where you are now, have gone quite far.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thanks,
So,
dude.
yeah.
You too. Yeah, I feel like we both come very far, like together, like working together on things.
Yeah, I
And
think so. I think so.
yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things I've ever worked on, period, is the Welcome to Hell series.
Oh, don't start with that shit. No, I I love that. I wish that I had you for both weekends, because the second weekend is where it all fell off. But that first weekend was dynamite. Like,
Yeah,
I would love to do more of that, even if it wasn't Welcome to Hell. Like, we were super functional when we first did that. But I feel like I'm worlds away from, well, it's nearly 6 years, but I was worlds away from who I was then with who I am now. It's because boundaries. Who knew?
Who fucking knew? Yeah, and also, I mean, who was the other shooter on the second weekend? It was Will Banchero.
Yeah.
Who was very green.
He was very green. I don't think he knew what was going on, and at one point, no one knew what the next shot was, and Stephanie was like putting on makeup, and she took over the shoot. But I was trying to do it quietly. That's the thing. I was trying to be like, oh, you're doing this? Okay, shoot this and shoot this. Because it was that first episode, which we still have problems with. Like, I still can't key out that green screen successfully.
Yeah, that's tough.
I tried to do that with with modern equipment.
Oh yeah, that green screen was not set up ideally. No. It was not set up well at all. Like it was just like Ali, like someone convinced Ali that they, or Ali would probably just went like, "Hey Asher, paint this wall this green color."
Probably did.
And we'll set up lights, and then it'll work as a green screen. But like no one knew what the technical like logistical needs were, which is why like the weird thing. And compromise time. Compromise is make it the present moment.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I would like to do an impression now. This is Ali asking Asher to paint the screen green. Asher, Green just passed away. That's it. That's the whole thing.
The weird thing about sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, because for those of you who don't understand, Asher Rogers is a gifted artist. And at the old pit, he would paint like little, like I would say like 12 by 15 like wooden panels of celebrities or comedians that have passed away. And he has one.
I have one. I have Charlie Chaplin.
That's right. I have Jack Nicholson just in case, but I have I really wanted the Dean Martin one or the Marty Allen one, because Marty Allen was on that wall, and for years he wasn't dead. He died when the pit closed. The pit closed and he died. The pit
Why was he up there?
He was there the whole time. He was there the whole time. 2 down from Dean Martin on the left. Like, he was right there, and people were still like, "Oh yeah, Marty Allen's alive." And there was a very recent interview with him talking about his career, and he was like 88 or something. Like, he died. Let's see. I want to see when Marty died. His book was that's his whole gimmick. He was a squirrely guy with bug eyes. And he died February 12th, 2018. So the pit didn't close. I'm in the movie version, the pit closes the day that he dies. In the movie version. Not in reality. So
fuck, man, that's crazy. But yeah, Asher. How many did Asher paint? I mean, it must have been like. I remember, every time I tried counting, I was way too drunk to get past 30.
Oh wow, he definitely had more than 30.
Oh no, he definitely did. But like, I mean, like once I got to 30, I would like lose count and I have to start over. But like the crazy thing about that green screen wall is that I learned how to light green screen using that wall, which was completely fucked and inaccurate. So when I actually got my hands on a real green screen, I had to relearn how to do it because
Oh man,
all of the rules changed because the situation being what it was. Like I figured out how to do that first one, but it was like so incorrect that I had to find a backwards way to do it.
I learned how to use green screen, I think literally a year ago, because for Old School Sketch Show.
Oh right.
I think Carmen Mendoza taught me.
Got it.
And I had no idea, but once I did, I was like, holy shit. Really?
Yeah.
It changed everything, but then I just got busy with other stuff. But I would, if I knew green screen when we were shooting the Welcome to Hell Zoom shows, it would be a totally different ballgame. Totally different. Because it wouldn't just be like Zoom screens. You know, it would be the world. God damn it. But it's fine. I can still do it. If you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, I mean, it's such a great, fleshed out idea, Welcome to Hell, that like I feel like it is. I don't know. I just think it's like, I mean, I know that BJ now has a very small child.
Very cool. Josh, I mean, he seems like a cool dude. Josh also has a child, but that doesn't stop Josh from like running out into traffic with a laser sword, you know?
Yeah.
Like BJ, I feel like BJ. I'm not saying anything. I'm sure Josh is a great human being because I know him and he is. But I just like to pretend that Josh is a juvenile delinquent, you know?
Oh, I mean, like all of you in the chat. I mean, for those of you who have been around the past month or so on Monday nights, Josh, you've met Josh. Josh is an absolute wild man. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, nothing will ever stop him from being just.
He's impish or puckish.
Yeah, he's chaos.
He's chaos. And I see in my group, I'm chaos. In my like hometown group, I'm the chaos. So like when I see somebody that's more chaos than me, it kind of, I feel relieved because it relieves me of the position of having to be the chaos. Him there is good because I know that that's chaos and I can be the order. Like I can be the straight man at long last.
Yeah.
In our relationship, which is nice, but also infuriating because it's a lot of work to be a straight man. Not a straight white man. I'm not talking about straight. I'm talking about a straight man in comedy.
Right. Yeah. It's hard to be because you have to be the grounding force.
Yeah, you have to ground it in your power. And
there you go.
There you go. I had a pretty cool moment. In my power.
Yes.
This weekend. So I'm friends with Ari Costa, he's one of the producers. Well, he was one of the assistant directors on the Russo brothers movies.
Oh.
It started from Community, I believe. He was there, and then for Civil War, and then eventually he was one of the producers of Endgame and Infinity War.
Holy shit!
But he's a filmmaker. He's a friend of Lys's, and I had a good but he's like making his own indie films, and so he's going up to Winnipeg to shoot a movie.
That's where my grandma's from.
Yeah, and that's where Kevin McDonald is. So I had mentioned that he was going up there to shoot, and I mentioned, hey, like Kevin lives there. You should. And he was like, "Are you Kevin? I have a part that he would be perfect for." So I was able to connect, hopefully able to connect those two, and Kevin can star in an indie horror film, have a supporting role in an indie horror film. I just think that's like, I felt powerful because it doesn't matter. I don't care about like my shit. It's that I know two cool folks that could work together.
Yeah.
And like connecting friends is kind of powerful because you're kind of like holding to you're doing you're Doc Brown in it.
Exactly.
You have the two connect it and see what happens,
Yeah. You're hanging there by your ankle.
Yeah.
Pull yourself up. Just at the right time when the lightning strikes.
Yeah, it's exciting. I hope that it works out. That's all I can say. But I did the work. I did my due diligence there.
Awesome.
To connect.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
I went down a rabbit hole yesterday on like what people consider perfect films,
Yes.
and a bunch of people were saying that like a bunch of people like there's this debate apparently about whether Back to the Future is a perfect film. I mean, aside from the logic loopholes, it's, I mean, I can see the argument. It's not the first one that I'd make is like what a perfect film is. I'd say like Royal Tenenbaums is a perfect film, but like, um, there was a big, I don't know, like where do you fall? In chat, you can talk about it too. Back to the Future. It's a good movie, bad movie. Do you like it? Mac and me.
God, that clip burned, seared into the brains of millennials. Gosh, thanks, Paul Rudd. But no, I would think that I think Back to the Future is a perfect movie. Yes, because I don't know. I think it's also the first of the formula of modern script writing. Because every like modern movies today kind of pace themselves at there's one peril per page. And I feel like Back to the Future is one of the first movies to do that, where you could flip the page and on every page it gets worse. Because he gets further and further into his journey and further away, but also has to, while he's doing that, he gets closer, but he has to realize it. And in every instance of that, he's always like looking for a solution to get to the next thing. And I think that, you know, that also it holds true of the second one. The third one's fine. I think the third one's kind of it's okay.
I mean, I mean, the third one is just like
it's the Return of the Jedi of.
Yes,
although exactly. I do love Return of the Jedi.
I do too. A lot of people give Return of the Jedi a lot of shit. Like I mean, it's also like The Godfather 3. If it's just like it doesn't stack up in quality with the other two, but like isolated, it's a fine movie. I think
if you were to play all 9 movies together, you would find more moments than you would find cohesive movies. Like it all kind of falls apart after the first 2. Yeah. But like there are excellent moments in Return of the Jedi, and but anyway, whatever.
Yeah, no, I never find myself watching Return of the Jedi and being bored. Like I'm never bored, and I'm never like I regret watching this, or like I don't get angry at the screen for anything. Like it's just, and maybe it's because I temper my own expectations, but like it's fine.
Yeah,
Oblivion Spins. I'm overwhelmingly neutral on Back to the Future. It's fine. Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just think it's the blueprint of the modern it's like an update of the modern blockbuster from where Jaws started.
Oh, interesting. You know? I like that.
And then in the 90s, who knows what the update is? Con Air, The Rock. Michael Bay owns the 90s. Oh, Face Off. Yeah.
And John Woo.
John Woo, that's right.
Ooh, Pete on my rug. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just talk about movies all day.
Even The Godfather, while a perfect movie, has technical fumbles that are hilarious.
That's my that is the movie that I probably know the most about.
Like when Vito is dying and he's got the orange in his mouth. He's like like open mouth coughing with an orange in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Like that's just that scene I laughed at a lot as a kid because of the dubbing, but also it is quite sad.
Well, you're talking when Marlon Brando.
Yes, when he kicks it. Spoilers.
But the kid, you hear him call him Marlon.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
In the scene. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he goes, "I love you, Marlon."
Oh,
and they kept it in the movie. That whole thing with him putting the orange in his mouth and chasing her around, that wasn't in the script. The kid wasn't doing what they wanted him to do. So he put the orange in his mouth and just started chasing the kid around, and they just kept the film rolling.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I guess because, I mean, at that point...
Spectrum.
Okay.
A minute and 45 seconds left, folks.
I was saying that, like, probably at that point, Coppola was stealing shots where he could, because at any moment he could be fired. So.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's why it's to attest for it.
Pacino was also for the first, few weeks of shooting was like they're starting to audition new Michaels.
That's awful. I would hate to be in that situation. I would fold like a fucking house of cards.
So, do you know the scene that won him back the role?
Was it when he shoots the two dudes?
No, it's before that. It's right after he gets his jaw broken, and he's sitting in this because like their whole thing was that like he wasn't cold enough, like he didn't have that like killer instinct that they were hoping Pacino would have, and that right after he gets his jaw broken and he has that scene where he's basically going through like how and why he needs to kill them, and it's just the slow camera pan in. That monologue is what saved his job and basically created the character of Michael Corleone.
That's awesome. If you can nail that in one shot, then it's yours.
Yeah, but it was just like they're like, oh, there's that fucking there it is, and you could see it too, like as you're watching the movie, like that's like his like turning point.
Yeah. Oblivion Spin says my favorite movie of all time is Beavis and Butthead Do America. So I'm not really a connoisseur. I think that's a great movie.
That movie is so good. I mean, any Mike Judge movie is just, or like anything Mike Judge does is absolutely.
Well, they're tripping in the fucking desert, and we're like,
time's up.
Time's up.
Art supplies down.
When he's in Chelsea Clinton's room, and he's like, "Oh, I see you have brain." I think one of my favorite movies, and it's not a perfect movie, but it's one of my favorite movies, is 24-Hour Party People. I can't get enough of that movie.
I don't know that movie.
It's all about the Factory record label in England. It was like Joy Division, New Wave, and it's a fictionalized true story account of the rise and fall of it. So it's narrated and hosted in a way by Steve Coogan as the main character of this guy.
I'll watch anything Steve Coogan does.
Yeah, no, this is one of his best movies. I don't care what anyone fucking says. I don't know who's saying what. I don't care what they say. I just care that this is I love Steve Coogan in this movie. He's giving an account to the camera of how it went down, and it is clearly a fictionalized version of how it went down. Even to the point where at the end of a scene, a real life character comes out and says, "That's not at all what happened." It plays with the truth and with time in a fun way. Also, it was shot on video and projected and reshot on film and then transferred back over to video. So it looks like film and also not.
Wow.
There's a weird quality to it because they definitely shot it on like mini DV, and then because of the frame rate of shooting it on film, they have the grainy look of 24 frames per second. But it's clearly not. I love it.
That's wild. I gotta watch that.
It's a great movie. You gotta check it out.
Schwarzenegger, Dawn of the Dead original.
Absolutely perfect. But which version? Is it the European cut that's like too long, or is it the U.S. cut? That's between me and Schwarzenegger. Or the Italian version where they cut out all character development and it's less than 2 hours.
Really?
So yeah, it was a Italy co-production because Dario Argento, who is one of Italy's like top horror directors, helped produce the movie, but on the grounds that he had final cut and he like he cut out a lot of like slower character moments. It's like a straight up action movie, and like had this band Goblin do the score. They do a great score, but there's more of their music in this. But it's called Zombie. So in Italy, there's like 100 zombie sequels because there's like very lax laws on how you sequelize things. Like there's Zombie 2, 3, 4, 5. There's Zombie Holocaust, Zombie anything that you can name zombie, they have it in Italy. Like because the Italian film industry was crazy until like it wasn't suddenly.
Schwarzenegger responded to.
Oh yes, American release is where it's at. Honestly, I started my first one I saw was the director's cut because Anchor Bay released it in like 1999 on VHS, and that's the first one I know. But God, I'll watch that movie at any point. I will watch it straight through or at any point. It's terrific. Yeah, it is a 3-way split, Schwartz. Absolutely, because Day is absolutely no slouch. It's Night, Dawn, and Day, all A pluses, all A pluses. Ooh. Let's do it.
Speaking of A pluses, here's some art.
Hell yeah!
All right, so this is from Oblivion Spin. Bing. Okay. I've been standing all day, so here I'm sitting in my power. Nah, but really, it's been a great year of character growth for me, and last week I had the experience of having an official release for some of my writing by, like, an actual publisher. And I celebrated...
That's awesome.
Fuck yeah! And I celebrated by sitting downtown eating this cream-filled pastry on a bench alone, and it was great. And still fresh enough to be in the present moment. Celebrating wins on my own, feeling good enough to seek out opportunities, eating so many pastries, I'm in my power.
Hell yeah!
Fuck yeah. Hells yeah. That's awesome.
Yes. 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 Absolutely.
Oh, that looks
absolutely
like such a delightful moment.
Can I tell one more zombie story?
Yes, please.
Okay, so yeah, Schwarzenegger mentioned that. You know what? We'll wait till Schwarzenegger piece comes to jump back there.
Okay,
I want to talk about this. This has sad Keanu overtones, but the thing is, the reality is Keanu goes on the record saying he wasn't sad, he was just hungry. So I think perhaps there's a little bit more just Keanu energy on this.
Absolutely.
Just the posture, the shoulders, it's great.
I love all the detail on the face and around the eyes, like and like the shading of the glasses, of the specs. Ah, love it.
Beard. I don't know. I feel like we all know what your hair is doing because every time you do a self-portrait, your hair is just a little bit longer.
Yep.
Your beard's just a bit scruffier. It's just fun to keep track of.
Agreed. So here's Schwarzenegger's.
All right. I'm on a significant delay, so it's going to take me a moment to see this. We're just going to go off into the distance here.
Alrighty. Is there a caption? No caption, just power. Comfort zone. What the? Not today, mister. But there's presents. You bought them for yourself.
That's awesome. Oh man, that is standing in your power, I suppose, is exhibiting restraint over your own impulses or best impulses.
It does speak for itself. Well, yeah, because it's constantly like fighting with wanting to go into your comfort zone and pulling yourself out of it.
Yeah, I love the slouchiness of the comfort zone guy.
Yeah.
And how in his power the other guy not in his comfort zone is with that positioning.
Yeah,
you guys are really working with posture today.
Seriously, yeah, and even the I don't know, the stronger version of it, like the beard is also stronger. It's also a little bit more like tighter and muscular. I found myself exhibiting strength over my wants.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice. That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
Yeah. That being said, I do think there's definitely a place for like self-celebrating and like, or like, you know, like giving gifts to yourself. But like when you spend way too much time in your comfort zone, then that becomes a problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that can stick you.
Yeah, know? Big time.
Get you stuck in the same place.
Yeah, I've been there. I mean,
same.
I spent most of the past couple of years there.
Same.
And last but not least, our girl. And this is the same thing from before. That's not accurate. Where are you? There you are.
Oh, I do that often.
Yeah.
I'm confused today.
All right. This started as the time I left my job at McDonald's after they tried to push me into a management position after I said I didn't want to. And it became me packing my boxes to move out of the apartment I was sharing with my roommate.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That escalated.
Yeah, but also seemingly like similar moments, I have to assume.
Yeah. So was it amicable? Was it amicable leaving into moving out?
Because everyone looks like they're waving, so it seems like they're all saying goodbye.
Yeah, it seems.
But the expression on your face looks less happy.
Yeah. The other, it's much like life, complicated.
Very complicated. I really like what you're doing, Art Girl, with like, I don't know, like the different like the way you show movement.
Yeah,
is very fun.
I dig that. I think you do create a good tableau of like motion or action in your stuff. Schwarzenberg says a power move would have been to pack hundreds of Big Mac boxes you accumulated over the years from your job.
There's a lot going on in here. I'm really like. There's something really aesthetically pleasing about this picture. I also like how it like I could see it morph from McDonald's to a box.
Yes.
Like, because I can still see the counter behind you. So I mean, like that kind of also looks like passage of time. I mean, I'm definitely leaving because she's not a great roommate, but we are still friends and care about each other. It's weird living with your friends. It gets weird. It
absolutely does.
It really gets weird. Like
100%.
Yeah. Like my dad always had this saying when I was growing up that like when it came to like me staying staying over friends' houses and like wanting to be like spent like I would often want to like sleep over at my friend's house for like a weekend, and he'd be like, you don't want to become like stale, like you don't want to become like stale fish and start to stink. And like I also sort of took that also with roommates too, that like you don't want to stay in a place or live in a place too long before it starts to like your relationship starts to turn.
Yeah,
I don't know, because I definitely a couple places I lived in definitely teetered on that level of like I think we've just been living with each other for too long. I think it's time to go.
Yeah, I think I've been there. I think my COVID began with me with my roommate, and I moved out. I moved out in the middle of it, and then I had two other roommates for about a year. I feel like I could probably live with someone for a year. I'm a year-long guy. Yeah. Unless, hopefully now I can keep living here. But with other people, I feel like 1 year is good. It's good to know.
1 year is the perfect amount of time. Like you establish a good, solid like friendship with the roommates that you become friends with, and then like
Yeah.
you leave before it gets weird.
Yeah.
Schwarzenberg said, "Seven Sinister 100%. My buddy turned out to be very OCD and passive aggressive, but after we moved to separate places, we are better friends than ever." That's awesome. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Same thing definitely happened with a friend of mine too, with an old roommate of mine. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's weird.
it does get weird. It does do that. I feel that way about I have a former roommate is apparently moving to New York City soon, so all of his friends hang out at the same bar and keep telling me that he's coming, like Heralds of Galactus. I don't know, but we're friends. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, because just out of curiosity, I just want to see how some people grow up. After
Yeah.
years.
Well, that's it. That's all the art.
That's it.
Oh, before we break, I should probably let you guys know who the audience champion is.
Oh hell yeah!
Who will be joining us not next week because we're taking a break, but the week after. The winner of the audience championship is Kraft. Joe Kraft.
Joe Kraft.
Joe Kraft is where Newsy was doing art that one time at his friend's place.
Yes.
I believe that is who this artist is.
Holy crap! Welcome, Joe Kraft.
So I should probably. I doubt that Joe's watching.
No.
If you are, let us know in the chat that you're down to show up, not next week but the week after. Otherwise, I'll be emailing them to make sure that they're down. But because it'll be their first foray into being on stream. But congrats! Nice. It was a great piece of art,
guys.
Great piece of pop art.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
A couple of things. Well, a thing to plug. In 3 Saturdays, Phil and I will be doing. For those of you who are in New York or who will.
What
be in New
Saturday
York,
is that?
The 12th.
Oh, I'll be here. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. We will be doing our improv show, Awkward Family Dinner. It's a 45-minute long, fully improvised play in one act in one location. So there'll be no cuts, no scene changes, just all one scene, all revolved around a dinner table. So
yeah,
it's super fun. It's one of my favorite shows that I ever.
Mine too.
Yeah. So
check it out.
7:30 at the Pit on March 12th. For those of you not in New York, we will see you in a week and a half.
Week and a half, yeah. Next Monday.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. What do you got?
Schwartz and Merck. Are we rating you tonight? Let us know in the chat. I know you don't usually stream afterwards on Thursday, because I'm not usually here on Thursday. But
if you wanted to,
we'd be happy to raid you. If not, then we will raid Friendzone.
Yeah, let's do that.
Alrighty.
All right. Well,
doing that.
Guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy Beer Week wherever you are.
And whatever you drink.
And whatever you drink. And hopefully Spectrum will meet me tomorrow and gaslight me. And hopefully the connection will be better as a result. Or not. And hopefully we get to see Batman next week. In theaters. That's it. Oh, wait. Yes. Are you doing it? Are we doing it? Schwartz and Merck? Yeah, sorry. That doesn't answer the question. Schwartz. You gotta get with the. That's like, those are a number of answers.
I think it.
Oh, I guess we are. Huh.
Wait.
Maybe?
I'm not seeing him as a raid option yet.
Okay.
Everyone, I know we've false